There's a sleeping position that might be quietly undermining your health without you even realizing it. It's not just about a little backache or waking up with a stiff neck. We're talking about something far more serious. This position can be affecting your heart, your brain, your digestion, even your life expectancy, night after night, while you remain unaware. And the worst part is that most older adults sleep this way, believing it's the best for them. Sleeping well isn't just closing your eyes and resting. It's allowing your body to recover, regenerate, and gear up to live each day with energy, clarity, and strength. But if you adopt the wrong posture, that entire natural process is interrupted. Circulation gets blocked, breathing becomes more difficult, and your brain stops clearing out toxins efficiently during the night. No matter how many medications you take or how many supplements you buy, if you don't correct this way of sleeping, you could be sabotaging your health every time you lie down. Today I'm going to tell you which posture is so common and so dangerous. I'll explain why it affects especially those who are already past 60 or 70 years old. And most importantly, I'm going to show you how to make small adjustments that will let you sleep better, with less pain, fewer interruptions, and a deeper recovery each night. This video isn't here to scare you, but to inform you. Because nobody teaches us how to sleep well in our later years, and that can have serious consequences we often mistake for normal aging. Stay with me until the end, because this could completely change the way you rest, and with it, the way you live your days. Why how you sleep matters more than you think. Many people believe that sleeping is simply closing your eyes and resting, that as long as you manage to fall asleep, the position you choose doesn't matter that much. But that belief could be costing you energy, health, and even years of life. Sleeping isn't a passive pause. It's an active process in which your body repairs, detoxifies, and regenerates. And for all of that to happen correctly, your posture plays a fundamental role. Let's start with something as basic as breathing. While you sleep, your body needs to maintain a steady, deep oxygen flow. But if you're in a position that compresses your chest or your diaphragm, that oxygen can't reach you properly. Your lungs don't expand fully, and little by little you receive less air than you need. This can cause you to wake up several times during the night without realizing it, with a vague sense of discomfort or restlessness, even if you don't remember why. Now think about circulation. If you lie down in a way that presses on key areas like your hips or shoulders, blood doesn't flow smoothly. That means your heart has to work harder to send oxygen throughout your body. Over time, this can raise your blood pressure at night and fatigue your cardiovascular system. Your spine also suffers when you sleep poorly. An incorrect posture can cause your vertebrae to misalign, translating into stiffness, lower back or neck pain, and even nerve pinches that you feel in your arms or legs. But there's something many people don't know. Posture also affects the lymphatic system, which is like the body's cleaning network. While you sleep, this system removes toxins, cellular waste, and damaged proteins, especially from the brain. Yet if you're in a posture that interrupts lymphatic drainage, those residues build up, and that translates into brain fog, fatigue, confusion, and a higher long-term risk of neurodegenerative diseases. And all of this becomes more delicate as we age. After 60 or 70 years, the body no longer adapts as easily. Lung capacity decreases, blood flow slows, muscles weaken, and cellular regeneration dwindles. That's why a bad sleeping posture not only makes you feel tired, it truly wears you down. Let me share the case of Carmen, a 78-year-old woman who always claimed she slept like a rock. She'd lie on her back with several pillows and wouldn't wake up until morning. Yet every day she rose with lower back pain, a foggy head, and no strength to walk like she used to. Her doctors found nothing abnormal. They prescribed vitamins, gentle exercises, even memory tests. But no one asked her how she slept. Until one day, in a chat with a friend, Carmen mentioned her nightly routine. Her friend, who had read about the topic, suggested she change her posture. Carmen began sleeping on her side, with a single firm pillow under her head and another between her knees. In less than a week, she noticed her pains eased. After a month, her energy returned, Her mind felt sharper, and her walks grew longer. It wasn't magic, it was posture. Sleeping well isn't just about closing your eyes. It's about allowing your body to work in your favor, without unnecessary obstacles. The most dangerous position, lying on your back. Sleeping on your back may seem at first glance like an innocent posture. In fact, many older adults consider it ideal because it avoids pressure on the hips or shoulders. Some even think it's good for the spine. But the truth is, after 60 or 70 years, sleeping fully on your back can be the most dangerous position of all. And we don't say this just on intuition. Medical studies and clinical evidence confirm that this posture, although it seems harmless, is linked to multiple health problems, especially in older adults. Let's start with one of the most serious: sleep apnea. When you lie on your back, your tongue and soft tissues in your throat tend to relax and fall backward. This can partially or completely obstruct your airways, blocking airflow for seconds or even minutes. These breathing pauses often don't fully awaken you, but they cause what are called micro-awakenings. Subtle interruptions in your sleep cycle that fragment your rest, raise your heart rate, and increase physical stress without your awareness. The result? You wake up without energy, with a heavy head, and with the feeling you've slept all night, but without having truly recovered. Another important risk is airway collapse. This collapse can keep your body in a constant state of alert during the night. Your heart works harder, your blood pressure rises, and deep sleep, the most restorative stage, shrinks to a minimum. There's also the problem of acid reflux. Sleeping on your back can allow stomach acid to rise into your esophagus, especially if you've eaten recently or if you suffer from a hiatal hernia. This not only damages your digestive tract, but can interrupt your sleep with coughing, throat clearing, or that annoying burning sensation in your chest. And let's not forget something common, but no less important: snoring. Lying on your back increases tissue vibration in the throat. This not only disturbs whoever sleeps beside you, but also signals that airflow is partially blocked. Snoring isn't just a noise, it's a warning. Moreover, in older adults with a history of heart issues, this position has been linked to a higher risk of atrial fibrillation, a dangerous arrhythmia that can lead to serious complications. To illustrate what this all means, let me tell you about Teresa. Teresa is 78 years old. She's always been slim, healthy, and with steady habits. Over recent years, however, she began feeling exhausted all the time. She claimed she got her 8 hours, but she'd wake up with a foggy head, no energy, and a heaviness in her chest she couldn't explain. She also noticed her memory slipping and that she felt irritable more easily. She thought it was just normal aging, until her granddaughter, who slept next door during a visit, mentioned hearing her snoring stop for seconds at a time, followed by little gasps. Teresa didn't believe it, but decided to see a sleep specialist. After a test, the results were clear. Teresa had severe sleep apnea, worsened by always sleeping on her back. The treatment wasn't a machine or pills. The most important change was her posture. She began sleeping on her side, with a pillow between her knees and a firm one under her head. In less than a month, her energy improved, her memory sharpened, her mood lifted, and at last, she felt like herself again. Sleeping on your back may seem harmless, but at certain ages, it can be a silent trap. Your body needs oxygen, deep rest, and a posture that helps, not hinders it. Signs you're sleeping poorly without knowing it. Few older adults pause to consider this. We don't always notice when we sleep poorly. In fact, many of the clearest signs of bad rest have become so common over the years that we've learned to call them normal, but they're not. Sleeping poorly doesn't always feel like a night without sleep. Sometimes it feels like waking up and not recognizing your own body. And often, the root of that discomfort isn't what you ate or what you did during the day, but how you lay down all night long. Have you ever woken up and the first thing you feel is exhaustion, even before getting out of bed? As if you hadn't slept a thing, although you were lying down for 8 hours or more. That morning fatigue is one of the clearest signs of interrupted or shallow rest, and often the cause is posture. Another very common symptom is neck or back pain. Some people blame it on the mattress or age, but in reality, the way your spine stays aligned or misaligned overnight has a direct impact on those aches. Sleeping on your back with too many pillows can strain your neck. Sleeping without support between your legs can twist your hips and affect your lower back. What about mental confusion upon waking? That clouded feeling, struggling to sort your thoughts or remember which day it is. It's not always a neurological issue. Often it's a sign that your brain didn't get enough oxygen or deep rest during the night. And what interrupts that? Postures that block breathing, prevent true relaxation, or cause constant micro-awakenings. There's also leg swelling. This is more common than you'd think. Sleeping in a position that impedes good circulation, like lying perfectly flat without moving your legs for hours, allows fluids to pool. If you notice your ankles are puffy when you wake up, or your socks leave deep marks, it may not just be water retention. It could be a warning of poor posture and deficient circulation. A less obvious but very important sign is feeling dizzy when you stand up. You sit on the edge of the bed and the room spins. Or you take your first steps and have to grip something. This can be due to a sudden drop in blood pressure, but also to a bad sleeping position that affects blood flow to the brain or overtaxes your nervous system overnight. Finally, palpitations at night. Some people wake up startled, with their heart racing. They chalk it up to a nightmare or anxiety, but often it's linked to apnea episodes, postures that force the heart to work harder, or simply inadequate oxygenation while sleeping. All these symptoms, fatigue, aches, confusion, swelling, dizziness, palpitations, are signals. They don't always come together. Sometimes you experience only one, and you think it's just part of aging. But if you pay attention, you may discover that your body has been warning you that something isn't right as you sleep. And the most striking fact is this: in many cases, changing how you sleep is the first step to feeling better during the day. In the next part, I'll tell you which is the best posture for sleeping if you're over 60. A position that supports your heart, your brain, your digestion, and above all, your deep rest. Want to know what it is? Let's go. Dangerous positions. According to your health condition. So far, we have discussed the general risks of certain sleeping postures, but the truth is, there is no perfect posture for everyone. What may be restorative for one person can be a source of discomfort, pain, or even danger for another. It all depends on your current health status, what your body needs, and what it can no longer tolerate as it once did. For example, many people sleep on their right side because it feels more comfortable. But if you have cardiovascular issues, that comfort may come at a cost. Sleeping on the right side can place direct pressure on the heart, especially in people with heart failure or arrhythmias. By bearing your body weight on that side, blood flow is altered, your heart's pumping efficiency is reduced, and you may experience more palpitations during the night. That is why many doctors recommend sleeping on the left side, since this posture helps reduce pressure in the chest cavity and promotes venous return to the heart. Now let us talk about a posture many adopt without much thought: sleeping on your stomach. This position may seem neutral at first, but over the years it becomes more problematic. Sleeping on your stomach forces your neck to turn to one side for hours, creating constant tension in the cervical spine. That pressure can trigger headaches, stiffness, dizziness, and even nerve pinches. Moreover, by compressing your chest against the mattress, breathing becomes shallower, which can decrease overall oxygenation. If you have sleep apnea, sleeping facing down may seem to reduce snoring, but it does not address the underlying problem. Breathing difficulty remains, only expressed differently. Another very common condition in older adults is acid reflux. If this applies to you, be aware that sleeping on your right side or fully on your back can worsen symptoms. On the other hand, sleeping on your left side significantly reduces the chance of stomach contents rising into the esophagus. The reason is anatomical. The stomach sits toward the left, and by reclining on that side, you prevent acid from easily moving upward. Let us move on to another frequent issue: hypertension. If you suffer from high blood pressure, sleeping on your back may not be the best choice. When lying flat, the heart must work harder to maintain balanced circulation, especially if fluid has accumulated. Also, if you have mild or moderate sleep apnea, that posture can exacerbate respiratory pauses, which alters your nocturnal blood pressure without your notice. And what if you have diabetes? In people with this condition, blood circulation is often compromised, especially in the extremities. Sleeping in positions that block or compress areas like your feet or legs can further impede blood flow. Therefore, it is essential to avoid crossing your legs while you sleep and to place a pillow under your knees if you lie on your back, although, as we have seen, that position is not ideal, or between your legs if you sleep on your side, to relieve pressure on your joints and nerves. Finally, let us discuss osteoarthritis, a common ailment in the knees, hips, shoulders, or spine. For those living with this condition, sleeping in a poor posture can worsen chronic pain and turn rest into torture. If you have hip osteoarthritis, lying on the affected side without proper support can increase pressure and cause micro-lesions. If the issue is in your shoulders, sleeping on them only intensifies inflammation. And if it affects your lower back, sleeping without adequate support for the spine's natural curves causes your muscles to strain all night. So, what is the key here? Knowing your body, your limitations, and your health conditions. It is not about following a general tip as if it worked for everyone. It is about adapting your sleep posture to what you need. In the next part, I will show you exactly how to adjust your position to sleep in a healthier way, regardless of age or condition. Because the best posture is the one that cares for you without you noticing. The best posture, the left side, and why. We have reached one of the most important points of this video. The best posture for sleeping, especially if you are older than 60 or 70 years. And although there is no magic position that works for absolutely everyone, according to more and more experts, sleeping on your left side is the most beneficial in most cases. Now I will explain why. First, let us talk about the heart. Sleeping on the left side allows gravity to favor venous return to this organ. In other words, it helps blood flow more easily from the legs back to the heart, reducing the cardiac workload during the night. This is especially useful if you suffer from hypertension, mild heart failure, or slow circulation. Additionally, by sleeping on this side, direct compression of the inferior vena cava, the large vein that carries blood from the lower body, is reduced. Thus, the heart pumps more easily and with less effort. Second, there is the lymphatic system. This system is like the body's cleaning network. It drains toxins, cellular waste, and excess fluids. Interestingly, much of lymphatic drainage occurs on the left side of the body. That is why, when we sleep on that side, we facilitate this nightly cleaning work. It is as if we were cooperating with the body to do its job more effectively. Third, the digestive system. Here is a simple yet powerful reason. The shape and location of the stomach on the left side of the abdomen mean that when you sleep on that side, gastric contents remain in place. Result? Less acid reflux, less heartburn, and lower likelihood of stomach juices rising into the esophagus. This not only improves digestion, but also protects the respiratory system, since it prevents micro-aspirations during the night. Fourth and not least important, the brain. While we sleep, the brain enters a kind of cleaning mode. During deep sleep, the glymphatic system, a lymphatic-like system exclusive to the brain, activates to remove waste and toxins accumulated during the day. Some studies, particularly in animals, have observed that this cerebral cleaning is more efficient when the body is lying on the left side. What does this imply? A possible link between this posture and a reduced risk of neurodegenerative diseases in the long term, such as Alzheimer's disease. But of course, many people think, yes, that sounds good, but I cannot sleep that way. I always end up turning over. That is completely normal. Changing posture after years of sleeping one way is difficult. The body gets used to it, but that does not mean it cannot be trained. Here are some practical tips to help your body adopt this posture more naturally. First, use a pillow between your knees. This helps keep your hips aligned, prevents the top leg from rotating forward, and reduces pressure on the lower back. The result is greater comfort and less need to change sides during the night. Second, place a pillow or cushion behind your back. This creates a soft barrier that stops you from unconsciously rolling onto your right side or ending up on your back. It is not uncomfortable if done carefully, and gradually your body will get used to that wall keeping you on your left side. Third, use a pillow of the correct height under your head that keeps your neck aligned with your spine. If it is too high or too low, you will cause neck tension and the posture will feel uncomfortable. The idea is for your whole body, from head to legs, to stay naturally aligned. Fourth, if you share your bed, arrange the space so that your side of the bed encourages that posture. For example, if your left side is against the wall, it will be easier to maintain that position throughout the night. And finally, patience. Do not expect to change posture overnight. Your body needs 3 or 4 weeks to adopt a new routine. Start with short sessions, for instance, lying on your left side during a nap. Then, try to maintain that position at the beginning of the night. Gradually, you will feel more comfortable. Sleeping on your left side is not a trend or a medical curiosity. It is a powerful tool to improve your cardiovascular, digestive, brain, and lymphatic health. It is one of those small changes that seem insignificant, but that over time can make a real difference in your quality of life. And that, at the end of the day, is what we all want. To sleep well, but also to live well. In the next part, I will explain the most common mistakes people make when trying to improve their sleep posture and how to avoid them. Because even when you mean to do things right, you can make errors without knowing it. How to adapt your bed and pillows for a healthy posture. Now that you know which posture is healthiest for sleeping, the next step is to prepare your space so that posture is truly comfortable and sustainable. And this is not about buying the most expensive bed on the market or filling the room with unnecessary objects. It is about understanding how small adjustments can make a big difference in your rest and health. Let us start with something basic but fundamental: pillows. Many people sleep with a single old pillow they have used for years without realizing it is too low, too soft, or misshapen. And that can ruin your posture without you noticing. To sleep on your left side correctly, your main pillow must have just the right height so your neck aligns with your spine, neither too high nor too low. A pillow too low will let your head sink and cause cervical tension. One too high will curve your neck and compress your nerves. How do you know if your pillow has the right height? Very simple. When you lie on your side, imagine a straight line from your head to your hip. If your neck follows that line without bending, you are in the right position. If not, it is time to adjust. Firmness is also key. Ideally, a pillow should be firm, but not hard. It should support your head without sinking completely, yet adapt to your shape. Memory foam or latex pillows are often good options for older adults. Now, let us talk about the mattress. While many think a very soft one is comfier, the truth is, a mattress that is too soft can cause more harm than good, especially as we age. A good mattress should have medium firmness, enough to support your body without sinking, but also a soft top layer that conforms to your natural curves. Firmness prevents your hips or shoulders from sinking too much, which would misalign your spine during the night. If you already have a mattress and cannot replace it right now, one option is to use an orthopedic topper, a layer you place on top, to improve its firmness or softness, depending on your needs. Let us now address a situation many experience but rarely discuss. What if you use orthotic devices, nocturnal oxygen, or a CPAP machine for sleep apnea? The most important thing is that your posture allows the equipment to work properly without interrupting your breathing or causing discomfort. For example, if you use a CPAP, sleeping on your side is usually more advisable than on your back, since it reduces respiratory interruptions. In this case, the tubing should be well secured, and you can use a pillow specially designed for this equipment, with a lateral space where the hose fits without bothering you. If you use oxygen, ensure the tubing or nasal cannula is not stretched or kinked when you turn. You can use a small clip or guide attached to your pillow to keep the tube in place throughout the night. And if you wear braces, supports, or even have a prosthesis, it is essential that your sleeping surface aligns with those needs. You can use a pillow under your knees if you lie on your back, or between your legs if you sleep on your side, to relieve pressure on your joints. It is not only more comfortable, but also prevents inflammation, cramps, and micro-awakenings that disrupt rest. Now, the big question: how do I stop moving so much at night and maintain the correct posture? Here are some useful tips. Create a nest with pillows. If you sleep on your side, place one behind your back, another between your knees, and if you wish, one to hug with your arms. This gives your body a sense of stability that reduces involuntary turns. Avoid heavy dinners and caffeine before bed, as they stimulate your nervous system and can increase nocturnal movements. Always lie down in the same position at the start of the night. The more consistent your initial posture, the more likely your body will maintain it during the first hours of deep sleep. And finally, if you wake up in the middle of the night and notice you are in a poor posture, don't blame yourself. Just calmly correct your position and return to what you know is best. Remember, your body learns through repetition. It is not about doing it perfectly from day one. It is about gradually improving, listening to your body, and creating an environment that helps you sleep better every night. In the next part, we will see how to know if your posture is already improving your health and which signals to watch in your body to know you are on the right track. Because sleeping well is only the first step. What matters is noticing the change in your everyday life. What to do if you can't sleep on your side: pain, injuries, mobility. So far, we've talked about the ideal, sleeping on your left side. But I know that for many people, that posture isn't easy to maintain. Maybe you have hip pain, shoulder discomfort, mobility challenges, a prosthetic joint, or even a medical condition that makes it hard to lie on your side at night. And that's perfectly all right, because this video isn't about judging you, it's about helping you find what works best for you. So, if you can't sleep on your side, here are some safe, practical, and tailored alternatives that can also protect your health while you rest. First option, the semi-reclined position. Also called the inclined rest position, this means sleeping with your torso slightly elevated, as if you were lounging in a recliner. You can achieve it with an adjustable bed, or simply by stacking pillows behind your back and neck to form a gentle, inclined backrest. This posture is especially helpful if you suffer from acid reflux, sleep apnea, or lung problems, because it keeps your airways more open. It also relieves lower back pain and makes breathing easier than lying flat on your back. The key is not to overdo the incline. An angle between 30 and 40 degrees is enough. If you sit up too much, your neck and upper back can tense. If you lie down too flat, you lose the breathing benefit. It's a balance you can fine-tune until you find your comfort sweet spot. Second option, torso-only elevation. Here you lift only your upper body, leaving your hips lower, creating a slight incline from your waist upward. You can use a foam wedge or special pillows that elevate the torso without forcing the spine into an unnatural curve. How to sleep safely on your back. If you'd rather lie on your back, you can still do it safely. Place a pillow under your knees. This helps keep your spine in a more natural alignment and relieves tension in your lower back. Sleeping flat without that pillow can force an exaggerated lumbar curve and lead to discomfort or pain when you wake. Use the right pillow under your head. It should keep your head aligned with your chest, not pushing it forward. If your head is too high, breathing can become more difficult. If it's too low, you risk airway obstructions. Add positioning cushions on either side. Create a channel where you rest, limiting sudden turns and giving your body a sense of stability, something that even improves sleep quality for people with limited mobility. Breathing techniques for better rest. What if, despite all these adjustments, you still have trouble breathing, loud snoring, or pauses in your breathing? Try these simple yet powerful mindful breathing exercises before you drift off. Inhale deeply through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold the air for another 4 seconds. Exhale slowly through your mouth for 6 seconds. This technique soothes your nervous system, reduces chest pressure, and helps your body enter a deeper state of rest. Plus, it improves oxygenation, crucial for anyone sleeping on their back. When to seek professional help. If, after everything, you still wake up tired or with persistent aches, it's time to consult a doctor or a physical therapist specialized in sleep and posture. A professional evaluation can uncover hidden issues we can't fix on our own, anything from a herniated disc affecting your ideal position to an undiagnosed respiratory condition. Remember, adapting doesn't mean giving up. It means finding what works best for you with the tools and body you have today. And that, too, is caring for your health with intelligence and compassion. Nighttime routine to sleep better in any position. Changing how you sleep is important, but there's something that can make that change work even better. Creating a nighttime routine that truly prepares your body and mind for rest. Because it doesn't matter whether you sleep on your side, on your back, or even inclined. If you arrive in bed with a heavy stomach, a racing mind, and a tense body, falling asleep will be a struggle. Here's a simple routine you can adapt to your schedule and needs, and that will help you sleep better no matter the position you choose. 1. Dinner matters. One of the most important choices for your health is to eat a light, early dinner. After 60 or 70 years, digestion slows, and going to bed with a full stomach doesn't just disrupt sleep. It can also cause heartburn, reflux, and general discomfort. Aim to finish eating at least 3 hours before lying down. Choose easy-to-digest foods, cooked vegetables, a light protein such as fish or egg, and a little gentle carbohydrate like rice or whole-grain bread. Avoid fried foods, heavy red meats, and sugary desserts. If you get peckish later, skip a heavy snack and try a warm, caffeine-free infusion or a small piece of ripe banana. That's enough to soothe your stomach without interrupting your rest. 2. Dim the lights. Light in the hour or two before sleep directly affects your melatonin production, the hormone that regulates rest. We recommend lowering your home's light intensity 1 or 2 hours before bed. Use soft lamps instead of harsh white lights. This signals your brain that night has come and it's time to slow down. Above all, avoid screens. No television at full blast, no phones, tablets, or computers right before bed. The blue light they emit tricks your brain into staying alert. If you need to read or write, do it by dim, warm light, on paper ideally, and in silence or with soft music playing. You can even use a salt lamp or a safe candle to create a soothing atmosphere. 3. Gentle stretches. Many nighttime pains, cramps, or muscle tensions that wake us up come from stiff muscles at day's end. A few minutes of slow movements can help release built-up tension. Try something as simple as stretch your arms overhead as you inhale and lower them as you exhale. Gently tilt your head from side to side to relax your neck. Flex your ankles and wiggle your toes to boost circulation. If you can, lie on the floor with your knees bent to loosen your lower back. You don't need a full yoga session or strenuous workout. Just a few moments of body awareness before you slip into bed. 4. Reduce nighttime drinks. It's common to wake up multiple times to use the bathroom, interrupting deep, restorative sleep. We recommend cutting back on liquids 1 or 2 hours before bed. Stay well hydrated during the day, but taper off as night falls. 5. Prepare your mind for rest. Our bodies need clear signals that the day is over. One of the most effective is mindful breathing. Try this simple practice. Inhale through your nose for 4 counts. Hold for 2 seconds. Exhale slowly through your mouth, counting to 6. Repeat for 5 cycles. You'll feel your heart rate slow, your mind quiet, and your body ease into rest. You can also try a gentle visualization. Imagine yourself in a calm place, a quiet beach, or a secluded forest. Feel the breeze, smell the air, hear the distant sounds. This helps your mind let go of the day's worries. And if you're up for it, end the day with a moment of gratitude. Think of one thing that made you feel good today. Something simple, like a conversation, a meal, a smile, or a song. Giving thanks before sleep trains your mind to release stress and focus on the positive. This routine takes no more than 30 or 40 minutes. Over time, your body will learn to associate it with rest, peace, and health. Because it's not just about going to bed, it's about preparing yourself to sleep well. And when you combine good posture with a calm mind and body, the benefits follow. Less insomnia, more energy, and a better mood. It may sound dramatic, but it isn't. How you sleep doesn't only affect your nights. It affects your memory, your mood, your energy, your hope. A bad sleeping posture can seem inconsequential, but repeated night after night, year after year, it can impact your blood pressure, digestion, spine, heart, even your brain. And the most unfair part is that often nobody tells us. We spend years sleeping in what we think is a comfortable way, unaware that it may be slowly harming our health. But today, you're not that person who sleeps in the dark. Now, you have the information. You know that posture matters, that how you position your body at night can be the beginning of well-being, or the start of a chain of problems. And you also know you don't have to overhaul your life overnight to improve your rest. You just need to make one decision. 1. Maybe tonight you decide to sleep on your left side for the first time. Maybe you lift your mattress a bit, or maybe you simply change your pillow. And yes, you might not notice immediately, but give it a week. Observe how you feel when you wake. Assess whether your mind is clearer, your body moves with less stiffness, or your mood lifts for no particular reason. Small adjustments yield big results. Don't underestimate what 1 more centimeter of head height or 10 minutes less of screen time can do. Sleeping well isn't a luxury, it's a basic necessity. And if you're over 60, over 70, over 80 years old, sleeping well can mean the difference between preserving your independence, memory, and joy, or watching them slip away. So tonight, when you slip into bed, notice how you lie. Notice if there's tension in your neck, whether your breathing feels free, if your posture helps your body heal or forces it to struggle. Make one single improvement, just one, and come back tomorrow for another. Because your body deserves rest, because your heart needs calm, because your mind can stay clear and strong if you give it the rest it needs. And now, I want to hear from you. Which position do you usually sleep in? And how many hours have you been sleeping lately? Share in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. If this video helped you, if it made you think, or if you believe it could help someone else, give it a like, subscribe, and share it. Maybe a small gesture today will transform someone's health tomorrow. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking care of yourself. And may you have a truly restorative night.